representatives of the Egyptian government, the United States Agency for International Development, members of the Parliament, the Institute of International Education, the American University in Cairo, the League of Arab States, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. It gives me honor to welcome you today to One World Summit. Welcome and good morning. Before I start my speech, I'd like to show gratitude to USAID, IIE, and the LSP program partners for sponsoring and supporting the LSP program. It has impacted my life, widened my horizons, and introduced me to the international world. My sincere thanks go also to AUC for this generous hosting of One World Summit. One World Summit is organized with the aim of introducing the topic of sustainable development to youth, out of our belief in the importance of introducing and implementing the Sustainable Development Goals. As the Berlin Commission defines sustainable development as the kind of development which meets the needs of present without compromising the future generations to meet their own needs. In 2015, during the United Nations Declaration of the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development, world leaders reaffirmed their commitment to sustainable development to ensure sustained and inclusive economic growth, social inclusion, and environmental protection, and to do so through partnerships and peace. Sustainable development faces challenges from the interdependence of people, economy, and environment. While environmental concerns may threaten quality of life, poverty may threaten life itself. Sustainable development encapsulates the realization that to achieve the goals of either conservation or development, the welfare needs of the poorest groups must be addressed first. We now live in the sustainable development age. Pursuit of this sustainable development concept requires a political system that secures effective citizen participation in the decision-making, requires a production system that respects the obligation to preserve the ecological base for development. It requires a technological system that forces sustainable patterns for trade and finance. And most importantly, sustainable development to be achieved, it requires an administrative system that's flexible and has to have capacity for self-correction. With a sense of urgency, with this new style of development, Egypt Vision 2030 for sustainable development is one of our nation's reasons for hope. However, I have to address an issue. We need to move forward and transition from theory to practice, from strategies to implementations. Yes, the United Nations declared the Agenda for Sustainable Development, and yes, Egypt launched its strategy for applying these concepts in Egypt. Yet, strategies are no good without implementation. It's the responsibility of all of us. It's our responsibility to be aware of the global goals. It's our responsibility to initiate actions. It's our responsibility to support Egypt Vision 2030. Now, I have a very simple message to my team. The organizers of this day, the organizers of One World Summit. You've been always told that you are the leaders of tomorrow. Today, I say that you are the leaders of today. To end my word, I'd like also to thank Fatih Ahmed, the president of the 2030 initiative, and Mr. Abdul Rahman for their support in the organization of the day. Also, I'd like to thank you all for coming, for being interested in sustainable development, for being interested to support our nation's plan for prosperity. Thank you.